So, what did I do over the weekend? Well, I played a lot of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I played a lot of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think I have 20 plus hours so far. The game doesn't track your playtime, but I think I'm about 20 hours in, which is pretty crazy. But when it comes to Legend of Zelda stuff, I always go above and beyond. I've never gone easy on a Zelda game when it launched. Since I first got Ocarina of Time, I have not gone easy on a Zelda game when I get it day one. So it's a part of the tradition now. Like these games are like holidays when they drop for me. So I always will just like put a big amount of time and leave dates open when these games come out. And the tradition has continued on and will probably continue on again in the future whenever the next Zelda game drops. So yeah, I'm going to talk about just my general experience of the game. There's no form, there's no cohesion here. I'm just going to say stuff I liked, stuff I probably did in the game. And I will say this, don't worry, I'm not going to talk about the story. I'm not going to show spoiler stuff. All the footage you're seeing is within the first few hours of the game. And if I am going to talk about something that's a little later on, I'll give a big disclaimer and a warning. So don't worry, I got you, I understand. Because I don't like spoiler stuff too. I actually dodged everything from this game. This was the first Zelda game I ever did that for. Usually when it comes to Zelda games, I'm the person who's looking up every detail I can. Like I'm looking back through footage over and over and over again. I'm reading articles. I know everything about the game before it drops. This is the first Zelda game where I was like, I don't know what to expect. I don't have an idea of the story. I don't have an idea of the gameplay. I saw 2 trailers and I said, you know what? That's it. And I stuck through that, and boy, it made this such a better experience doing that. Because going into this game not knowing about how open and how big on experimentation they are, oh, I was losing my mind first time I played this game. So of course, the new items in this game, the Ultra Hand, Recall, Fuse, Ascend, I love all the items in this game, the new like big main quest stuff you do to get around the world. Oh, it's all so good. My reaction the first 10 minutes of using Ultra Hand, I had the biggest dumb grin on my face. Just like, this is gonna be a game changer in this. Just having to use that little wood block and then have it on the hook to get across that gap. I was like, oh, this is gonna be my game of the year. Easy. Just like, if they're gonna go with this and how you get around the world and you solve puzzles, and from what I've played so far, they've really gone above and beyond on that. Because Breath of the Wild, big game, I love to explore in that game. Like exploring the world map was really fun. But in Tears of the Kingdom, like there's so many possibilities in how you can get around and solve puzzles, and just there's really like unlimited like possibilities of what you can do with it. Like, it's going on Twitter, you'll see videos of people making battle tanks, making skateboards, making driving cars, flying vehicles, and here's me making La Grill, just making garbage. But I've been having a good time with it. And even with Fuse, it actually fixed something I had an issue with in the first game, in that a lot of the weapons were really samey, and some of them just like, okay, yeah, here's the spear weapon, here's the sword. But being able to now fuse any item to a weapon, you really get so many cool combinations. Being able to have a sword, like here's like the flame sword if I combine this two together. Or, okay, if I want to have like more of like a big strong weapon for bigger enemies, I can have this like big tree log and then attach like a spiked ball on the end of it, or a rock, or like a chair or whatever to it, and being able to like fight with it. It's really fun. And it's cool to just see so many options too. Like with Breath of the Wild, there was a part of that game where, man, I don't want to use this weapon. Like I had really good weapons, but I was scared to use them. In this game, every weapon is viable. Like you can make a tree branch viable if you put like a good weapon on the end of it. So there's not really an issue of, man, I can't use this weapon, because all of them are generally good. So like I've been actually using all the weapons for once, which is rare. It's really rare, actually, Breath of the Wild. But in this game, I've been using the weapons a lot. And same for the bows. Like, they actually made bows way more fun to use. Being able to use any material with the bow. So you can shoot, like, a bomb flower to make, like, explosions. Shoot, like, a fire fruit to, like, have, like, the fire arrows and ice. And there's so many combos with that. And it actually has made, like, the bow really fun in combat. And of the few like big enemies I fought with it too, it's like, shoot, you could take them out with the bow like pretty easy. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, it's just like, I can, but I don't want to waste these good arrows. Like, it took me like half a game to find, so I'm gonna just hoard them all. Whereas now it's like, shoot, I'm using the arrow like every 5 seconds. I'm using the weapons, I'm using the swords, I'm using the brooms. Like, everything in a weapon sense is viable, which is great. And to dive a little bit into the opening hours of the game, where you're just on the new kind of Great Plateau tutorial area, which is just getting you acclimated to like the new systems. I really like the area a lot. You know, I've heard some people say that they weren't too big on it, but I really liked it. It was definitely, I'd say, compared to Great Plateau, it was definitely way harder to get around. Like, you really have to do some magic to get around, because when you get to that last shrine, after you get ascend, getting back, it takes a bit. It takes a bit to get back there. Maybe there was a faster method to get over there, but I took the long route all the way back and had to do some wild stuff to get over there. And just some of the puzzles I had to do too, like to get to the 3rd shrine in that area. There's a puzzle solution. I don't think it was the right way to do it. But it's the thing what's cool about this game is there really is no right or wrong way to go about something. So I had to get across this gap. And I was struggling for a bit. I'm like, how do I get across this? I can't jump, because if I jump, I'm going to just fall off and die, or I won't have enough stamina to get up this hill. So my plan was, let me chop down all the logs in the area and get any wood that's just lying on the ground. Let me make a weird makeshift bridge that hopefully will let me get across. And I was like, that's not going to work. And it's, to my surprise, wow, it actually worked. I actually was able to get across. Like, I don't know how, but it worked. And that's why I've loved too, is that the puzzles in this game have been really inventive. I've now gotten into a first dungeon in this game, and the puzzles compared to Breath of the Wild are night and day. The puzzles in Tears of the Kingdom are so inventive and fun. There's actually a puzzle solution I did where I was like, man, that's cool. That's really cool. That's such a cool way of actually solving that. And there were a few moments like that in the first dungeon I did in the game. They've really gone above and beyond in that sense. Like, honestly, since Link Between Worlds, which that was the first game, they really opened up that, okay, you can do these dungeons in any order, and in certain of these dungeons, there's going to be different solutions to get through them. And this game really goes deep into that of just, there's no right way to do it. It's whatever way gets you to the end faster. And with the shrines, definitely, like, there's probably a lot of solutions that I'm doing wrong. There is one I did wrong too, and it was funny. I was talking with a friend. I was like, wait, I did that wrong. I wasn't supposed to ascend up here. I was actually supposed to like hit a switch in the air with a bow to then open this up, but I was actually dumb and ascended into the platform. Like, it was probably unintentional, but I did it. And I was like, I love this game. I like that you can just do that. That's great. That's really good. And everything about this game I've really been digging. I've loved the music so far. The approach to the music's been really good. It's definitely less of the more ambient, dynamic soundtrack that Breath of the Wild had, which that was really good. But this game has really more like mainline compositions, and it's been great. I've loved the music of this game. The story has been really nice. I like the story and just the approach they're going into it more. The story is definitely more upfront in the way they handle it and tackle it compared to Breath of the Wild. So in that front, it's been really good. Vocal performances also have been great. I've actually really liked it in this game. Honestly, everything has been really stellar. Like, the scope of this game is bigger than Breath of the Wild. I've gotten lost in this game so much and just exploring random stuff and getting hit with like 100 side quests to do. So like, my side quest page is 100 years long down of just like, oh, there's this area I should go check out. Or you talk to somebody at like a stable and they say, wow, there's some crazy stuff going down in the southeast part of the map. Well, I guess that's another area I gotta go check out. I gotta check that out. I gotta get my shrines in at that point too. So it's all been nice. And the crazy thing is, like, with how big this game is, there's stuff about this game I haven't seen yet. I've heard that this game has like some big stuff in it, and I haven't even gotten to it yet. Like, that's how long this game is. I've gone 20 plus hours in. I've done barely any of the main mission stuff. I've done barely any of the side quests. I've only explored 20-ish% of the map, and there's a huge big thing I'm missing. So this game is going to take me a long time to get through. but I'm loving every second of it. I don't have, honestly, anything really to say. It's such a big step up from Breath of the Wild that it feels like a tech demo now. Breath of the Wild feels like a tech demo compared to this game. Like, they've really gone above and beyond and really fleshing out every system in the game to be the best possible way it should be. And honestly, I love it. I truly do love this game. Well, I think that's about it. You know, I just wanted to give my brief thoughts on the game. I didn't want to just do a brief tweet saying, like, yeah, this game's good. I wanted to actually kind of just flesh out my thoughts, talk about some stuff in it. But yeah, I really love this game. If you've been playing this game, you know, I hope you're enjoying the game as well. I've had a really good time with this game. Hope you are as well. If you've never played this game, you haven't played it, or maybe you're looking into it, I do highly recommend it. I think there's a lot of stuff to really enjoy in this game. I think for certain people who maybe are apprehensive coming off of Breath of the Wild or maybe aren't big fan of the Zelda series, I think there's a lot of cool stuff in here that you can really enjoy in it. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me here right now. So, you know, thank you very much for listening. You know, as always, I'm John, GWC, and I'll see you later. Peace.